Okay. It's a nice thing that this wireless mic is. But now it's nice because this cabin is warm. I liked it very much because last time when I was using this before I repaired this heater, oh my god, there is dripping water by my back because here is somewhat warmer than outside. Then it starts dripping that over cold water from the roof and so on. Let's see. Okay. Also there is this electrical cable in here that I must somewhat watch out, that I some time ago pulled it up. And also there is this rock slab that I don't want to break, so we will see. Can I reach from here to anywhere? Well, almost did I reach, but it doesn't have to be deep one. And full of clay, of course. This won't be easy to dig by any machine. Not even with the new excavator models. But fortunately, we do not have to dig deep. And now you can see how well these movements are somewhat slow. I cannot do much these movements same time, but that goes for the fully mechanical movement, so there is nothing that I can do. Well, now I must have some kind of, well, let's just say I'm risking it. Try over these rock slabs and hopefully they won't broke, but we'll take a little bit backwards first. And now we'll see, does these rock slabs take a hit? not anywhere closer than this. This cable is inside very thick wallet pipe, so it won't break if I drive over it, but even still I don't want to try to drive over it. Well, same thing here. I won't dump this ground materials anywhere. I will come with my Ford here and we will look up some these leftovers, but well, you did not see it because I did not own camera back then when I was doing these things, but you will see the aftermath anyway. But yeah, like I was mentioning, that this thing doesn't have turbo, and it's, well, basically this thing is way too small to be without it. This motor, I mean. Someday I have to somewhere to get one and start to installing it. Then this beauty has the power what it holds. But now that there is so much this, let's just say this thing will eat somewhat more fuel than it should, but these specs are those that are rated with the turbo. Now that it's without, well, it will eat more fuel, but doesn't have the same efficiency that when it's having that turbo. Well, the ditch is somewhat ready, perhaps. With this clay on the bottom, well, maybe it's working towards my goals, because the clay won't eat water, as you can remember. Let's see. A little bit more gas. So, let's see what we are at. And after this we are driving back to home. But anyway, nice camera did not doing anything that I didn't told to do it. So the rest of this ground I'm being dispersing to this somewhere, not in here obviously. Chop off this root that are showing, and I'm picking up this one bucket of my Ford's bucket and will bring it here and fill this hole. And also when I'm cleaning this dirt section out of here, I will made some handwork here. I will connect this, well, let's just say hole. Well, it's not hole now, but you know, this thing has only this rock in it. There is no clay, nothing else. So the hole, I will connect it from there to here. When the water is coming from the ditch, it cannot go anywhere than here. And the another thing I was talking is this small ditch that I did, that the water could circulate away from there, because that started collecting some kind of pool, and water came under that wooden slab even back then in the spring. Well, it might be a summer even, I don't remember very clearly now. But anyway, this small ditch and this whole place full of that white gravel, and after that I will bring some this dirt tops it to hide that rock. But someday I can even lawnmower. I will use lawnmower to come here. Obviously, there is this rocks will start to appear here. So, but maybe I can get whole thing with the lawnmower. So that kind of hassle. Now did you see that my Ford, it's not just by showing, it still runs, it works perfectly fine, nice machine, lots to do to maintain it still, but it suffices right now. But I will want to make it to go beyond that. We will sometime building that turbo using this well, power washer. Was it repainted somewhat? I'm not repainting the whole thing, but the worstest place anyway. And I also thought that this, now that you see this way, there is a rotor blade behind that way, this excavator. So it will eat air from back towards the cabin. The only thing is, when you are using turbo, like in this machine, there is no any kind of active cooler that that turbo can inject your air intake. Well, of course, but as you maybe already see the problem, it's not moving anywhere. This thing is digging stuff, and it will collect the heat inside this whole metal casing. Well, what do you think, how does air intake, the temperature will be? Well, I tell you, it's high. The higher the temperature in the intake air side, the lower the efficiency of the turbo. Problem is solved by using this, well, did I just forget the name? Come on now, my head. Oh. This is hideous. Seriously. Intercooler. Haha, somebody just smashed the hammer with my head with a hammer. Pow. Intercooler. And we are doing this, I already planned it. This is 12 volt system. I use this stepper up, let's just say, well, step up electrical device. It's not transformer, but you know, 12 volts to 24 volts. And I'm buying this electrical fan that goes with 24 volts. It halves the current usage of the fan blade motor, because 12 volts it's eating so much current, and 12 volts it halves it. Electrical things, nice. So 24 volts, and it's half that it halves that current usage of the fan blade motor. That is big one. And now I'm using big this intercooler. Perhaps I will build the top of this metal casing somewhere there. I don't know. I'm not planning that just yet where it goes, but it will need that intercooler. It's essential, because the turbo won't give this machine anything if it's hot. Somewhat, but in that kind of setup, I don't know how these new machines are doing this, but I think they might have already this intercooler in them, because also those things are not, we are not driving with them, we are driving them into place and start working. But somebody has to cool that intake air as much as possible. So the turbo's efficiency is somewhat something more than without. But yeah, we have done some chores. I did like to show you this machine. Somebody maybe never seen such Jurassic era excavator like this one. These new ones has same things, but they are all they has this hydrostatic motors in them, in driving motors, and all the electrical movements are done by this. Well, these are what they are called. Those things that I don't remember their name, but you know it. They are moving much more faster and so on. But this thing, even this condition, now that it's fully mechanical, even still it's working 100%. There is no any leaks whatsoever. Not in the boom, any of these hydraulic cylinders, even though it's looking so, but it's all that lubrication, grease, oils, whatever. Like I said, one time I had to, well, where was it with this anti-degreaser, oh my god, degreaser. And after that I will start prepainting it, of course, obvious reasons, because it's degreased, the paint will start to get very good grip to it. But yeah, I don't stop the recording just now, but let's see if I have enough juice in the battery. Yeah, I will. So I don't know if I use this as my professional machine. Well, already people will throw it away, and I know. I don't remember how much there is these hours. There is an hour meter in there. Nice. That will work. I mean, because that Ford 4000 hour meter, no any idea how much there is hours in it. And my Ford 7000 serial tractor has also this working hour meter. But this will do my chores pretty much what I need. Any smaller, well, maybe even after then. But if it's bigger, well, even my plant place starts to feel small. So this might be at the top of the size of this kind of machine in my working area. But it is what it is, and I don't know. I have always has this luck that I'm searching some machines. Always Ford is the one that comes to me. And now I have so much knowledge from the Ford versions of these things that, well, there is bad things, I know. Somebody will say, oh my god, don't use Fords and so on. But thus far I have been successfully maintained them to the point where they are now. Even though every single one has been used when they are before they are become mine. Even still. These old Fords, these are extremely good. And now that I have said it, I'm still keeping my word. But anyway, now I'm start making this tripod to go smaller again, and we will drive away back to the yard. Oh. Hopefully you have been entertained that this idiot has done something else as well, not by machines, and I mean that my exercise with the rocks and so on. Some other day I will come there and here, and well, you are with me when we are doing these cleanup jobs. Yeah, let's go. Here is raining somewhat. We don't have to stay in the rain. Oh, let's just see how I can fit with me in here. I don't know how you can stay in here. I have this magnet mount I should use, but I have so much else also. But maybe someday, hopefully you do not trip over. Yeah. But as you can see, now the windows are pretty much cleared out. It's nice thing to have heater in your machine. Poor tree is taking some hits, but well, I hope it will survive. Yeah. Okay. This will keep that loud noise when I'm releasing the brake, so that's why I'm covering my ears. Let's see, is the rock slab okay? It is, nice. Did not break. This might be somewhat a hassle to drive around here. You should have seen this yard's work when I did this before and aftermath. There was so much stuff to do before it even became as it is now. I had to bring so much sand and rocks here. Oh, of course, you are tripping to me. Let's see. I'm sorry for for the moment, but now that I have to drive around this machine, I have to check that I'm not driving in the woods, I'm in trees. That I am just doing. Well, let's see, there is a room. Oh, come on now. Idiot, stay somewhere. I'm in camera, not you. Where is the gear? Here's the gear. That squeaking noise is becoming from the this has this driving oh, it has this hydraulic arm that is making that noise, because it's the steering assistant, I mean. Oh, we are in golden again. Like I said, if this thing is any bigger than this, well, I will have a problem. I cannot drive. Almost this is too big already, but now we can drive off. But overall, this is like a pleasant machine to drive and use. I don't know what kind of machine it would be if this one would, if this was that track version. But anyway, this wheel version, well, I've been liking it thus far, so the track version would be pretty much the same, I think. But as you can now see, I would try to drive with the second gear, but it's like this slope or angle to drive. This machine will have to put everything, every single horsepower to it that it can drive. It would just stall if I try to drive it like a third gear. And like I said, there is like a five gears to forward, so I had tested them sometime. There is those gears, I can find them, and I can drive downwards, downhill. But even the straight driving isn't possible, because there is just, it's lacking that small bit of horsepower from the, that it has not that turbo. But we are not living top of the racehorse, so like I said, this machine, like in this condition, well, it suffices. But I want to make one day this machine to go full capabilities that it can provide, and after that I know what is the limit of this machine, I can, well, this far anything has not gone broke because of my digging and so on, and I like to keep it that way. But when you have enough horsepower to break something on your machine, you have to know the limits. And that's why I'm not revving this machine at all when I'm doing, well, in the tight places I will use more gas, pedal on the floor kind of style. But it's just some short moments when I'm doing so. But nice thing is now that I know there is cold outside and not a single drip of the butter has come inside from the roof. So my insulation installation was success. I basically did use this where you are tenting in like a in the woods or what else, where else. This is the same material. And it's not very thick, like a 1 centimeter thick, this sheet. So even that is tested now. This whole cabin will be dried up when I'm doing my workings with this machine. I mean, it will dry over time. Even the floor. I should install some like a rubber sheet at the floor, so that all the dirt and water cannot make any. Well, I can show you, but this floor has so much rust on it that it should be clean before I do anything to cover it up, so that it won't start rust under anything like a rug. I mean, well, something that covers this floor. So let's see. I might take this little bit further. I mean, not further, but nearer the wall, so that heater cable will reach its place. Somewhat there. Oh. Do not tip over. There we go. Nice. Okay. So. Now let's take the heater off like that way. And as you can see, all the working that has done us thus far, this machine won't heat up pretty much the way it should. Of course, well, there were no so much working load, but even so, that is the way how your cooling should work in your machines. Between the cold and the operating temperature line, perhaps in the middle even. And now that I'm done some work that doesn't involve anything revving from the machine itself, so now I don't have to there is these instructions that tell you that to protect engine and hydraulic components do not exceed half of the throttle after first 5 minutes of the operation, and after that, when you are done your operations, do not shut down immediately by any means, because the turbo won't receive its lubrication after the machine is shut down. And as we know, the heat element from the turbo itself, well, it's really hot, and now the bearings inside of that turbo won't handle that heat if you are shutting down immediately. And with these age machines, there is no this electrical pumps that will ensure that there is lubrication like a 5 minutes, 10 minutes after you are shutting down, if it's too hot. So I'm using this same pressing, how can I say, I will shut down same time every time, without well, I'm always considering that I'm using this machine like it should. So even with this light working conditions, I will not stop it right away. I will leave it like it's now. It can, well, I don't know. It will help it to cool down if there is any somewhat heat that could make it go broke. Well, no, nothing like that, but you catch my drift. When you are keeping some these, when you are doing every time something, like in this case, you are keeping sure that your machine won't go bad by you doings after you are using whatever you are doing and what machine you have been using. I think that same thing goes with that 7000 series Ford, that big tractor. If I'm be using that in heavy usage, I won't shut it down immediately. And thus far that turbo is, I hear it and it will give it power. And when the first time I experienced that, when the turbo is, it will give it that, you know, the feeling when there is this power and you can feel it. Oh, nice. Without it, it will just start like choking up. But now that there is turbo, what choke? Give me more. Ah, the feeling. That was nice. And with this machine, I don't know what kind of feeling that will give, but I will know that when it need that power, and now that it will receive from that turbo it, and now that I would feel that, I think it would feel nice. But But mentioned again, even this machine is that old that it is. I still appreciate it. It had done so much for me, and hopefully, machine gun God think that I have also give something to this machine from me by saving it from the very start. And now that this whole cabin is watertight, that is the another thing. Roof won't leak. I did repair it, and now that it's insulated, it not drip a single drop of the water from the ceiling, and the windows itself are keeping the water out. But the floor, like I was saying, you can see maybe it's wet now that well, it's raining all the day. But as you can see, I should somewhat use some chemicals that will deform rusting and preventing that rusting will ever even occur. And after that, I should cover this floor with some kind of mattress, anything that will prevent water to go this metal. But like I was saying, as you can now see, there is 4 pedals, and there is also some else stuff that I will cover it now. You can tell if this was automatic. Well, there is a gas and a brake. And what is this? It is also brake for the boom, this upper carriage, or what you call it, this thing that circles around, and well, this whole thing where I'm sitting now. And here's the clutch. This one won't operate right now. There is these disc brakes, and there is a line, well, was a line some time ago, that has this, well, it's basically same kind of brakes that these cars has. When you are applying the brake, the liquid dot 4, I don't know, do you know it or not, but that is the braking liquid anyway. There is these 2 brake disc clampers inside that one door. What did I show you? But they are not working, obvious reasons. Line is open and so on. This machine might not have any need from it. It could be nice that there is a boom brake that prevents this whole machine to turn. If there is a rock or something, what will get this very stuck, this will follow that line like a rock moving around, I mean. And this prevents that to doing so. Maybe one day it's my to-do list, I don't know. But it's hefty work because I have to renew every single line. I have to take apart every single point from where that brake fluid is going. Because as you have shown how much dirt, dust, rust, all the things. What do you think if that line that is in there has sucked up even a small portion of it to it that goes in the cylinders, brake cylinders, brake calipers, so on? What would happen? Well, it's nice thing that it will break, but it won't never give that brake away. The amount of repairing that is immense, because I have to like I said, lift this whole thing away. With the exhaustion pipe, there is this lifting hooks. They are not hooks. Anyway, you can see them, 2 pieces. From there, I have to lift this whole cover away, and it won't be pretty. So, if I'm starting doing such a project, I have to make absolute sure that every single line that I'm installing to it, it's clean. That is something that is absolutely have to be clean. From the point A to the point B, that it won't give me nothing more than working system after that repair. Well, this was kind of showing off this machine video, as also my thoughts, and so I don't know. Well, hopefully you like my videos thus far. I'm trying to make some kind of videos where I'm just doing things and less talk. I don't know, my nonsense speaking, as you have seen in the past. I'm laughing myself even when I'm watching before, after these publishing things, that how much I have to improve my performance with my talking and knowledge, how to talk and so on. But I hope you do not mind my mistakes. I'll try to keep my focus of the thing that I'm doing and less of sidetracking, if you mind. But I cannot help myself. I like to bring out my opinions of things that I might do, that I will do, that I'm doing right now, and so on. And by doing these videos, I don't know, this is like a therapeutic thing to do for myself. Even there is nobody to talk with, like a person to person, but it won't matter. These things is so much different than doing just some basic salary work. I don't mean that I'm doing these things that I'm paid for to do, but you might catch my drift. I'm meaning by saying so that to show everybody on the globe what kind of there is so much to cover, and also to tell that, I don't know, does even people know what kind of life there might be elsewhere, not in the neighbor, or maybe in the neighboring nation, or neighboring land even. But like in my case, I don't, well, I am I'm honoring everybody, and I mean the environment, almost had it, and the nature itself, and the people, animals, machines even. And I have to do what I have to do to get my chores done and survive day to day. Well, it's not just surviving, living this my life, and I like to share it with you. And hopefully this interests people so much that I could keep up even my this salary work, basically. This has been my breathing this has given me so much breathing room in my hectic life that you don't even believe. Well, of course, you has not seen me like in like in a month, hardly, and so you don't know me so much or so well that. But even some videos I will. This is the way just that I want to bring myself out, even if I'm doing some chores and between those chores making, I like to talk to my thoughts out of my mouth. Even it sounds silly and stupid and nonsense, so on. But if I don't make any of these some kind of video logs where I'm doing something and talking in the go, well, you won't never learn to know me by any degree whatsoever. But I'm not stopping here. I'm doing these videos as go. I have so much. The Ford 4000's whole thing when I'm doing that water heater upgrade. After that, seeing that I have to change the thermostat, also the electrics and so on. That was a 32-part video compilation. That was huge. To compress to it way smaller parts, and even after that compilation it was huge, and I'm not done it still that I'm shooting this video. I'm compiling it as I go, but that was a huge project, not by the scale but the amount of work and the time, second by second, minute by minute, and so on, that I had this thing standing there. Whoa, don't fall. And now it's fully functional, ready to go any second when I'm just plugging the heater on, and half an hour and gaboom, it will start. Like this one. Almost. Anyway. But now it's the time to finish this video. It's over like almost 2 hours, it seems so. So hopefully you did like this video and some kind of presentation of this wonderful excavator Ford P-42, and hopefully somebody might someday give a shout out if you guys may have or know where to get this machine's wiring diagram, or even this user manual. Repairing manual, I have million pages of that book, but it won't help me to know these electrical where they are going, and I can check them by myself, but like I have said, it would take huge amount of time and effort to do so. To prevent that, I would appreciate it highly, even raise my hat to someone, if there is some kind of book to user manual and or that wiring manual or wiring diagram anyway. But like I said, I won't stopping here. More videos are coming, and as the winter is closing, we will see what kind of things I still can do. And when the winter is top of us, I mean myself, I will change that Ford tractor's frontal tools to this snow blade. I will do this. Depends on the winter how much there is snowing. I will take my camera with me when I'm doing these snow blowing things. And there might be some silent time in winter because I cannot do what I would like to do in the winter. There is limitations, obvious reasons. So, yep, leave a like and consider to leave some kind of comment maybe, and I will appreciate every single comment. And see you in next video. So, see you. Bye bye.